Hi, happy Let's Talk Tuesday. Today I want to talk about knob and tube wiring. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I am not a licensed electrician, but knob and tube wiring is something that I come across a lot as a real estate agent, and I think it's something that is important for buyers and sellers to understand what is going on with it and why it can be a concern. So knob and tube wiring is an old style of wiring that is no longer up to code. And if you are selling your house and it has knob and tube wiring in it, you have to disclose that on the seller's disclosure. You have to make it known that there is knob and tube in the house if you are aware of it. Now, on the buying side, you want to be paying special attention to the seller's disclosure. If you're working with a real estate agent, just ask them. If you're going to see a property, just say, hey, I want to see the seller's disclosure for this property. And you'll see a breakdown of different parts of the house, plumbing, roof, electrical. And you'll see a question on there that says, is there knob and tube in the house? And if the answer is yes, you need to be aware that when you go to get home insurance for your house, homeowner's insurance, there is going to be a question in that process that says, is there knob and tube in your house? And if you select yes, most homeowners insurance companies are going to require the knob and tube to be remediated before you move in, either by the seller, or they're going to require that you have a contract with a licensed electrician in place that you send to them that states this electrician is going to remediate that knob and tube, meaning they're going to replace all the knob and tube and put new wiring in within 60 days of you making settlement. So that's a concern, right? Because if you're purchasing a house and you go in at asking or you pay over asking for the house, which is very common in this market, and then you find out there's knob and tube in the house, depending on the size of the house, this can be anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000, maybe more, to remediate that. A licensed electrician can come in and give you a quote. They can give you an idea of how much this is going to cost, but you'll hear from your electrician, whoever you bring in, that it's really hard to get a good idea of how much work they need to do because the wiring is behind the walls, right? They can only take off the light switches and the plates and look behind there and see what they're working with. They can look at the panel in the basement. They can go up to the attic, which is where a lot of knob and tube is still presently found. They can try to give you their best guess. But once they go into the walls and really get behind there and see what's going on, that's when they're going to realize how much work needs to be done and how much this is going to cost you. So it's really important to be aware of this going into the home buying process, and really important on the seller side to know if you have it and to disclose it. If you do not disclose that you have knob and tube and then your buyer finds knob and tube during their home inspection process, then that's going to be something that you have to negotiate and figure out, who's going to fix it, what the credit potentially is going to look like. If you are on the selling side, if you want to have an electrician come out and inspect this, let me know. I can give you some recommendations. If you're on the buying side and you're looking at a house and you want an electrician to come out and do an electrical inspection, I have electricians that I use all the time, and they come out and they do this for a small fee to give you an idea of what's going on and how much it might cost to remediate that. So hopefully this was helpful, and I'll see you next week for another Let's Talk Tuesday.